What's up everyone? We're back with another installment of this current playthrough. We're on Claire B campaign. We're about halfway through it, maybe a little bit beyond halfway. We've just defeated the first boss, first proper boss at least anyway. And we're going to continue on. So, let's go back into
Resident Evil 2.
I'll time it a little better, don't worry. So we're going to pick up where we left off. And for some reason, if you're just jumping into this part of it, the commentary is usually more on design choices, things that Capcom decided to do, music choices, soundtrack choices, things like that, and differences between Claire and Leon and A and B campaigns. One thing I will say as well, actually, is we completed the Leon A campaign in 3 parts. I'll probably have this one in 4 parts because the end... Wait a minute.
What happened? You're bleeding.
I ran into this woman who is in trouble. Her name's Ada. Right after that, someone tried to kill me. Nearly succeeded, too. Ada went after the sniper, but I'm worried about her. You gotta find her before something happens.
But you've been shot.
I'll be okay. It's Ada I'm worried about.
So yeah, as I was saying, the ending for the B campaign is slightly more difficult. And I'd hate to have to go through a massive amount done again. The same situation. Yes, he got shot, but he didn't run into Claire. And because Leon is down first from his A campaign, we can actually come up the opposite side with Claire, and we can go into her secret room as well. Let's get the machine gun some use. And once again, because of the choices and, well, design choices between Leon and Claire, this is why you need to have the lighter with her separately. I always wondered why they don't maybe hide a zombie in there. Maybe it would be too unfair. But I think if they did put a zombie in a room like that, it would be, even if it was just a kind of once-off mechanic, I think it'd be very, very effective. For example, you stumble into this pitch black area, and boom, suddenly you're locked, well, basically trapped in with a zombie. One that you can't see, can only hear, or at least can only minuscule see. Maybe if you have auto aim on, maybe it doesn't work in that particular area.
Are you alright? What happened?
Get away from me. You just want my husband's G sample, don't you? But no one will take that away from me. No one.
Husband? Then you must be Annette.
How did you?
We don't have time for that. Sherry is lost somewhere in the sewer system. I have to find her.
What? I told her to go to the police building. Why is she here? Now Sherry and the G sample are both in danger.
What did she mean by that? Does Sherry have the G sample?
And there we have another little bit of expanded plot. If you remember back to Leon A, when we're controlling Ada in the room above us here, we see Annette go over the edge. So this must be very shortly after. One thing I will say as well is I remember there being significantly more crossbow ammo. No sign of the giant croc. He would be hanging out right beside the door.
Sherry, you're okay. Sherry, did your mom give you something called G-Virus? Either a vial or a test tube?
G-Virus? I've never heard of anything like that before.
Are you absolutely sure? If you give it to me, I'll hold on to it for safekeeping.
But I really don't have anything. It's the truth.
But why would her mom say something like that?
And there's no mid-tram fight as Claire in B. And this is something that's often missed, especially... It's missed a little bit, as I mentioned, with Leon, but even more so as Claire, simply because she doesn't carry the lighter on her at all times. And we already know that because Claire doesn't get the Magnum, her custom Magnum parts can't be in there. It's the same way with the custom shotgun parts, which would usually be just up ahead. While not the strongest gun, it certainly fires a lot and very fast. It's great for groups of enemies. Because it basically... it stuns them a lot. moment of truth. What's going to be here for someone who can't get the custom shotgun parts? Wait a minute. This is very strange. Okay, there we go. So yes, it's the cattle prod, which I believe takes up 2 slots, but I can't carry right now. Don't worry, no. We're gonna go back and get it.
Sherry, wait here. I'm going to check it out by myself.
Okay, I'll wait here, but hurry back.
Also entirely unrelated to Resident Evil, but I've just noticed it a few times within the last couple of minutes, is that for some reason my microphone decides it wants to be extremely sensitive to certain types of noise. Even if they're, well, they seem relatively quiet and short, I notice that every time I crack my knuckles, because I'm a habitual knuckle cracker, it actually picks it up, despite it being muffled or despite it being far away, with the gain set pretty low. So if you hear random little cracks or pops during the gameplay video, they're probably going to be pretty low. But that's what they are. The Spark Shot, that's what it's called. Can't remember if it's any good. I think it's only good for crowds. We're not going to find out just yet, though. A common misconception about this area is that in the A campaign, obviously when you come out here, it's already up. The platform is already up. And then you must think by playing in this one, it's like, oh well, they must have already gone down, but we all know we've come over here first. The general way I think of it is the platform is already down, and then Claire or whoever comes over in campaign B, and then goes down and then comes back up for some reason for whoever in campaign A. Realistically, it's probably just one of those slight inconsistencies you have to overlook just for the sake of story progression. Always a fun place for our favorite T-103 to show up. Luckily, he can be made short work of. And an overall net gain. 4 acid rounds to get 6. A cool little thing as well that we're about to notice is that since he broke it, the camera is now gone. Or hanging down, or whatever way you want to look at it.
Okay, Sherry, let's go. Don't worry. Just wait here. I'll go and see what it was.
But of course, given my theory to what happens first and what comes out on A and B and all that, I can't remember if I've completely forgot about it, but I just re-noticed that it already has the hole in the side, which implies that whoever has the A campaign, in this case would have been Leon, has already gone down first. Because we remember during our Leon campaign for A, the monster, the tyrant, or well, in that case, we'll call it the tyrant, it decided it wanted to punch through the wall and almost gore Ada. Now the B campaign boss. Generally considered a little tougher than the A campaign boss. Simply okay, I was about to say simply because he can jump around. And as you see, he did it right there. I'm not using the best rounds on him. Acid usually the best. But I just have so many of these. And of course, as most video game bosses go, when you do more damage to a boss and it gets to a certain health or whatever, drops below 50%, they generally go into a stronger second phase. That's the way I always look at this boss, for the simple reason is that now we know that Leon has gone down first. And Leon obviously did the damage to him the first time and scared him off. He powered up, phase 2 has come back. And now he's bigger, tougher, and meaner than ever.
Isn't this...
That's okay. You keep it. I'm sure it'll keep you safe. Wait here for me, okay? I'm going back to look for your mom.
Thanks, Claire. Even though I'm an only child, neither of my parents ever spent much time with me because of their work. But now that you're with me, I finally have someone to rely upon.
Sherry.
And similar to many small branching paths in Resident Evil, and Resident Evil 2 I should say, is that our B campaign is nice and a little bit different. Actually, I just noticed something. here we have it, a whole new different area that we've only briefly caught a glimpse of once from a previous campaign. It looks more like a foundry from Terminator 2. So the gas mentioned in that, specifically mentioned in that that memo, if you remember in Leon A, we actually released that gas, and then conveniently when we went into the room after we had released it, there was the first two we've ever found for that matter, upgraded liquors. Now, this is some very inopportune ammo, if I remember correctly. The thing about this area is we can hear the liquor. We caught a brief glimpse of it. Because of the size of the area, it's actually possible to skip by them. But it can be very dangerous. So you notice that one took him 3 hits. Pretty inopportune, isn't it? I think this stays locked. We'll double check. Well, it stays locked for now at least. Yeah, I know it said elevator power, but power is power. actually, I know what's up ahead. Because we've played our previous campaign. You know, I was going to bring the spark shot for that room, but I decided I just want to use through all the ammo. So we all remember this area from Leon A, including that door that required 2 separate handprints to access. We'll cover that in a little bit when we get a bit further, turn the power on, get our own handprint registered, and maybe even get into the room. So I wasn't actually expecting them to be in there. What we usually expect in here is why I was readying my grenade launcher. Notice they look a little bit different this time. But hey, they're... So I was just trying to run a circle there just to kind of even smooth things out. Hope everything goes back to normal. And lovely, we've finally become poisoned. Our health will slowly drain until we can get a blue herb. Luckily, there was a planter full of blue herbs a couple of rooms back. We're not going to worry about the planter though. We're going straight back to the safe room. For the simple reason is we need some inventory management. We'll pick up a blue herb while we're in there. Luckily, because I'm pretty decent with ammo conservation, grenade launcher rounds for days. I wonder how many of you forgot about that. Who needs ammo, right? I actually forgot this box was here. In which case I would have taken it out of green herb. And you may be wondering, why, oh why, Q, are you taking a knife? There's a reason for that. It's about the only time you'll see me use a knife in Resident Evil 2. And that is here. You can't use the computer until these little grubs are gone. Easiest way to do it is with the flamethrower, which we don't have, or a knife, rather than waste ammo. Sure, I've got plenty of it, but some habits are just too hard to break. And if you haven't watched our Leon A playthrough, we're registering our hand as a guest fingerprint for 24 hours to access certain restricted areas. Now, I genuinely can't remember what's in here in this weapon locker as Claire. Definitely not a bad thing. Did not see him there. So we get the power room key all the way back down. I'm going to do a little bit of an inventory cleanup while I'm here, actually. Simply because we've got so many unmixed herbs. And yes, we are going to end the part here for two specific reasons. One, we've come a decent amount of time, just about an hour from where we previously were, and as I mentioned, the end of a B campaign is generally a little bit harder, and I'd hate to backtrack and redo the whole thing. And there's one specific way I want to leave it right here, and that is because we've just gained access to that room with the 2 fingerprint identification. We already have Leon's in there. we can use Claire's because we're registered to get in the next part. So it's kind of a cliffhanger, if you will. Very poor one, but still. So that's it. We're finished with this part of part 3 of Claire B. We're going to finish it in the next part. Hopefully there's no annoying deaths or anything in it. So we can see what finally happens to get the true ending, as the game likes to remind us that we haven't got yet.